Hey guys, so a lot of you work at desks. That's just the world that we live in at the moment. The problem is this can be very bad for your joints over a long period of time. It's important to understand there is no such thing as bad posture. The only posture that is bad for you is the one that you're in for too long. That's because our joints need constant movement in order to stay healthy. Furthermore, if you don't use ranges of motion often enough, then you'll lose them. I'm sure many of you have experienced this. I see a lot of aches, pains, and injuries from people who work in offices. And in the majority of cases, I believe this is because they lose so much mobility working at a desk all day. And then outside of work, they ask their body and their joints to move in ways that they're not prepared for. Whether that be playing squash, doing triathlons, doing CrossFit, or even simply just lifting your child up off the floor. So what can you do to avoid this? Something that won't even interrupt your work is doing CARs at your desk. Now, CARs are controlled articular rotations. They are basically when you take your joint through its end range of motion in a smooth and controlled manner. Now let me show you some that you can easily do at your desk. So the first one would be the neck CAR. Now it's important when you're doing CARs to only move the joint that you're doing that particular CAR for. So when we're doing the neck, we want to keep everything below the neck still. So bring your shoulders away from your ears. Now try and keep the rest of your body completely still. Tuck your chin to your chest. Start to rotate and reach your chin towards your armpit. And then look over your shoulder. Once you can't twist any further, drop your ear to your back pocket. Look up at the ceiling. Bring your ear to your other pocket. Look over your other shoulder. Reach your chin for your other armpit. And come back to the middle. That would be one direction, and you can do as many as you like in each direction. Try and go each direction the same amount of times. Another thing to look out for when you're doing CARs is closing angle joint pain. So say when I'm doing my neck CAR, if I feel pain on the closing side, so the shortening side of the joint, then I want to avoid that. So maybe if I lean over a lot with my neck, I'll feel it. So I'll just have to come a little bit out of end range during my circle. So instead of doing a CAR like this with pain, I might just have to do a slightly smaller circle to avoid that pain. Over time, the circle that you make will expand as long as you're not going into that pain. Now, the second one you can do is your thoracic spine CARs. So cross your hands across your chest. What can help is just keep your lower back up against the chair. Now round your upper back. Just your upper back from your rib cage upwards. Now twist to one side as much as you can. When you can't twist any further, start to extend and point your chest up. Once you can't go any higher, come across to the other side, twist as much as you can, and then start to round your upper back again, and then come back to the middle. Again, go in both directions the same amount of times. Third one you can do would be your shoulder blade CARs. So you can either have your hands by your side or just have your hands out in front of you, and we're just moving our shoulder blades. So first you're just going to push your shoulders forward, then shrug up to your ears, then pull your shoulders back and shrug down. On these ones, guys, make sure you don't bend your elbows and try and make that motion into a smooth circle. And then perform a few reps going the other direction. After that, you can perform elbow CARs. So start with your hands by your side, point your palms forward, basically do a bicep curl without weight, squeeze at the top, turn your palms forward and back down. That's the first direction. And then the other way would be start with your palms facing down, curl up, turn your palms to face you and back down. The next one, guys, would be a wrist CAR. So you can take your other hand to block your elbow from moving. So you're just moving your wrist and keeping your palm flat. You're just going to make as big a circle with just your wrist as you can. And again, guys, go both directions. Some other ones you can perform sitting down would be ankle cars. So just so you can see, I'm lifting my foot up. Start by pointing your foot. Bring your big toe to the inside, then flex your foot. Pinky toe to the outside, and then the other direction. Again, just trying to move the ankle. So you might notice your knee wanting to turn back and forth. Make sure you avoid that, and also don't be moving your hip around. So those are the ones that you can most easily perform at your desk, guys. There's a couple of more cars in the daily routine, such as your hip, your spinal segmentation, your kneecap, your feet, and your knee. So you'll just have to find another 10 minutes, maybe at home, in the evening or in the morning, to get those other ones done. But while you're working throughout the day, just every 20 minutes, half an hour, just take 30 seconds to a minute just to do a couple of cars with one of those joints that I just showed you. And trust me, your body's going to be feeling a lot better for that. For more information on the cars and how to do them, you can check out my YouTube videos. I have YouTube videos for all of the upper body and lower body cars. And I also have a blog post explaining in more detail the benefits of cars and why you should do them. And you can find that on my website.